My birthday is in February. February. Hey everyone, Danny from Britcent here. Today I'm going to give you some tips or cheats for words that English learners find difficult to pronounce. So while it's probably best to try and pronounce and enunciate everything you say properly, sometimes it doesn't matter, especially if you're talking quickly or focusing on your fluency. So, the first example we have is one that even native speakers find difficult to say. That is February. So while it's technically correct to pronounce this word with the R in the middle, February, we don't actually say it that way, and we tend to drop the R in the middle and say February instead. In fact, it's become so common to drop the R sound in the middle that most dictionaries will list both February and February as acceptable pronunciations. So, not February, but instead February. 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 See if you can hear the difference in the following two examples. His birthday is in February. His birthday is in February. Next is the word asked. Now, if you want to use this in a full sentence, it can be quite difficult to say the ed end part of the word asked. For example, he asked me to do something. So a good tip for you here is to say asked instead. So not asked, but asked. For example, he asked me to do something. Or he asked me to do something. Can you hear the difference? To be honest, most people can't, and it really doesn't matter anyway. Just as a heads up, when I say the word asked, you can probably hear the strong R sound I put at the beginning. That's because I'm from the south of England. If you meet somebody that's from the north, Scotland for instance, they would say asked instead. This next one is horrible for English learners. That's because we have the TH sound and the S sound next to each other. And that word is clothes. Now, instead of saying it clothes, you can pronounce this like the verb to close, as in close the door. Now, just by themselves, these words sound quite different. Clothes, close. But put them in a sentence and they can sound almost identical. For example, put some clothes on. Put some clothes on. Can you hear the difference? Similar to clothes, where the TH and S sound are next to each other, we have the word months. Now, it's difficult enough for English language learners to pronounce the TH, sound, as it's not very common in other languages, but we add an extra helpful S. However, we have another good replacement for this word. So instead of the word months, we can pronounce it months. So not months, months. For example, Christmas is months away. Or Christmas is months away. Could you hear the difference between the two? So, to summarize, that's February, February. Asked, asked. Clothes, clothes. Months, months. So individually, these words sound quite strange, but when put into a sentence, they don't sound out of place. It's only February and she asked me to go clothes shopping with her for a trip to Spain in 4 months' time. It's only February and she asked me to go clothes shopping with her for a holiday to Spain in 4 months' time. It's only February and she asked me to go clothes shopping with her for a holiday to Spain in 4 months' time. English. That's all from me today. I hope that helps you with your fluency in the future so you don't have to worry about these difficult words. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.